60-minute slow flow. Just want to say thank you once again. If you ever have questions, comments, or recommendations, please feel free to just leave us a message. Otherwise, we are going to go ahead and get started with our balancing class. Today, it's still going to be a slow class, but we are going to be doing a lot of balancing. So if that's something that you feel you struggle with, or maybe not, or already have some judgments towards, let's just let those go early in class. And no matter what class looks like today, just give it our best and know that what our poses look like on our mats has nothing against who we are as people. We are all amazing here, and I'm so glad that I have such an amazing community to teach to. So let's get started in a child's pose today. The knees open wide to the edges of the mats as the big toes come together. Sink the hips back towards the heels as the fingertips crawl forwards and the forehead finds itself resting on the floor. Taking this moment to find a sense of comfort and release here in child's pose. Taking those deep, full Ujjayi breaths right off of the bat, filling up the chest, filling up the shoulders, and finding that loud Darth Vader-like exhale. Matching the length, balancing the length of the inhale and the exhale, both to maybe a count of 4. And then holding that deep breath in the chest for the next 60 minutes. Allowing this child's pose to get heavy as you take a moment to savor this rest, this release. And now that you've felt this body in this child's pose and this deep Ujjayi breath for a moment, choose now to find your intention for the rest of class. Whether that might match mine of balance, or maybe you have something else this body and this spirit needs today. Out of patience or love. With an inhale, walk the fingertips over towards the right side of the mat, finding them in spider tips, so the palms cupped, forehead to the earth as you stretch, as you breathe into this left rib cage, left armpit. Pressing the left hip down as the left hip pushes away from you. Taking one full breath into this side. As you exhale, fingertips, the hands back to center. Inhale, walk them over to the left. Press down through that right hip. Breathe into the right side. As you push this right hand away from you, forwards and to the left. Taking one last big inhale to this side. As you exhale, hands come back to center. Inhaling, lifting the hips over the knees for tabletop, shoulders stacked over wrist. Spread those fingertips wide. Inhale, pull that lower belly, the whole waist into your midline for your Uddiyana Bandha. and your Mula Bandha, your pelvic floor. Squeeze it in as well. Both of these binds holding on to for the rest of class, as well as the breath. With an inhale, reach the right hand up to the ceiling. Look up towards that right thumb. Take a big stretch. As you exhale, this right arm is coming to the floor. Back of the right arm comes down as the forehead sinks down. Left hand reaches forwards, pressing the left armpit towards the ground. Allowing the weight to rest on the right shoulder, and Ujjayi breath into the shoulder. Your next inhale. Unwind this right arm, walk it forwards to match the left for puppy pose. Inhaling the collarbones and the shoulders wide. Exhaling, pressing the chest through to the earth. Pushing the palms down and away from you. Fingertips claw into the mat. Hips lift up and back. One more exhale. And then the inhale walks you back up into tabletop, hands under shoulders. Plant through the palms and the finger pads. Plant the right hand, and then inhale, left hand lifts. Look up towards the top thumb, reach for your twist. And then exhale, back of the left arm and left hand come to the ground. Sink the forehead to the floor. Right arm goes overhead to the top of the mat. As you begin to press the right armpit towards the earth, squaring the shoulders and resting the weight over this left arm. Two more exhales into this left shoulder. And then unwind the left arm, reach it overhead to match the right. Quick puppy pose. And then inhale, walk the hands under the shoulders as you come back to tabletop. Inhale in your tabletop. As you exhale, plant the toes, lift the knees and inch off the ground, hover and hold. The back of the neck is long, your gaze is to the earth. Hollow out that lower belly. Inhale, reach the right leg straight out behind you. Exhale, knee towards nose. Two more. Inhale, reach out. Left knee hovered, exhale, knee to nose. Last one, reach. Exhale, round. Inhale, reach. Exhale, plant the right foot. Lower the knees down for one breath in. Exhale, press into the hands, hover the knees, 1 inch. Inhale, left heel kicks behind you, flex through the toes. Exhale, knee towards face. Two more. Last one, inhale, length. Exhale, round. Inhale, reach back. Exhale, set the knees down to the ground, tabletop. With an inhale, reach the chest between the shoulders, drop the belly, cow pose. Exhale, round the spine, cat in the head. Two more like that. Inhale takes you to a flat back. As you exhale, lift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. your first downward dog today. So if you need to take a moment and bend out the knees, hollow out opposite armpits, you're more than welcome to here. Just taking a moment to get acquainted to this first down dog. When you're ready, finding that moment of stillness. Squeezing lower belly in as those hips shift an inch higher. And then press into the 10-finger pads. Heels reaching towards the earth, toe pads grounded as well. Take a big breath in. As you exhale, walk the hands back to your feet. Bend the knees, hinge at the hips, find ragdoll. Maybe you cross the arms overhead or clasp the hands behind the neck. Your knees are bent so much so that your belly rests on the thighs. Press the heels down and away from you. Zip up that belly button to really release through the upper body. Find an exhale, releasing the hands to the earth. Walk yourself forwards back to your down dog. One big breath in and down dog. Look towards the fingertips. Exhale, tiptoe to the top of the mat for a fold. Inhale, find a flat back. Press the hands into the thighs. Squeeze the shoulders on the spine. If you need to bend the knees in order to allow the lower vertebra of the back to lengthen out, please do so. That's perfectly fine here. My hamstrings are so tight. Keep that belly button hollow. Take a big breath in. Exhale, fold forwards, long legs. Inhale, flat back. Press into the legs or the earth. Exhale, fold forwards. Inhale, flat spine. Exhale, squeeze the arms in airplane so your pinkies come together on the back. Elbows and shoulders wrap together. As long as you can from hips out the top of the head. Take a big breath in. As you exhale, come up to standing. Press the hips forwards. Inhale, reach the hands overhead. Urdhva Hastasana, extended mountain pose. Once you get here, allow the shoulders to drop down towards the earth and together behind you. Big inhale. Exhale, hands come to heart center. Feel the connection between them. Now take your awareness to the bottom of the right foot. Feel the right toes ground. Feel the right heel ground. And then inhale, bring this left foot into tree pose. So you can bring it to the inside of the calf, the inside of the thigh. Or I know it's a little bit early for balancing, so if you need, your toes can rest on the earth as your heel presses into the ankle. Wherever you are, press the hips to the top of the mat, square them, and then pull that left knee out and behind you. Well, attempting behind you. Slow the Ujjayi breathing. Take one more breath in on this tree. As you exhale, intentionally plant through the left toes, the left heel. As the left heel lowers, right away, inhale, lift off the right foot. Tree on the right side. Press that right hip forwards and then pull the right knee back. Soft gaze, soft chin, soft shoulders. noticing where your balance is at today. One big breath in. As you exhale, release the right foot to the floor intentionally once again. Inhale, hands go overhead, reach to the sky. As you exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back, press into the legs. Exhale, come to your plank position. Heels reach back, head reaches forwards. Hollow out that lower belly right away. Now either stay here in plank or take the same exercise we did on the other side. Inhale, lift your right leg long. Exhale, right knee towards nose. 2 more. Inhale, reach back. Exhale, knee towards nose. Last time. Inhale, reach back. Exhale, set it down in plank. Right away, inhale, lift the left heel. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, kick straight back. Exhale, knee towards nose. Last time. Inhale, length. Exhale, set the foot down. Inhale, your body comes forwards 2 inches over the wrist. Exhale, lower all the way to the earth. Elbows tight to the rib cage. Flip the feet over. Inhale, roll the shoulders, roll the chest away from the earth. Cobra pose. And hold. As you push the tops of the feet and the pelvis down, lift in on the belly. Make sure the back of the neck is long, no kinks. Shoulders wrap behind you. And then inhale, lift up 2 more inches. Big breath in, lift up again, 1 centimeter. As you exhale, roll the torso down to the earth. Inhale, tabletop or plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Finding that balance, inhale and exhale. And feeling the grounding of the hands and the feet, pressing them through the mat. And from that strength and that grounding, being able to lift the hips higher. Find lightness through the body. Inhale, reach the right heel lift straight up, 3-legged dog, hold here, pause. Make sure the hips are squared down to the earth. Your foot flexed, kicking out the heel. Energy from hands out the heel. Press into the hands to lift it up 2 more inches. Last big breath in, reach. Exhale, round the spine, bring the knee as close to the nose as you can as you set that right leg, right foot between the hands and shift forwards. Dropping the back heel for warrior 1. So back heel and back foot is 35 degrees to the front. Our heels are in line with each other. Now, before we lift off, make sure this front knee is over the ankle. Twist the right hip back. Press the left hip forwards. And then inhale, pull that belly in as you lift the arms overhead. Warrior 1. Hips working towards square to the top of the mat. Shoulders square forwards as they sink down to the ground and behind you. Tuck the pelvis forwards as you pull the belly in. And then with an exhale, we're dropping the left hand to the center of the back. Right hand grabs onto left elbow. Our elbows and our shoulders are pressing behind us and down. Top of the head reaching high. Take an inhale. Exhale, sink 1 more inch in this front knee. Exhale, hinge forwards at the hips. So we're still pulling the shoulders up, but we're in thunderbolt pose in the body. Our variation's still here. So either stay here, or if you want to take to level 3, the weight shifts forward, lift off that back leg. Warrior 3 with the arm variation. So the neck is long, elbows lift into the ceiling, kick out that back heel, flex the toes. Hips square to the ground. Wherever you are, big inhale. Exhale, if you're in the balance, drop that back leg back down. Inhale, everyone, torso comes to straight. As you exhale, release the arms, find warrior 2. So hands reach front to back. Back foot parallel to the front. And then sink the front ankle over the knee. As you bring back that Ujjayi breath. It's easy to forget that breath in our balancing poses. Exhale, sink 1 inch further in your warrior 2. Knife edge is your anchor of the back foot. Squeeze the heels towards each other. And then inhale, reach this right hand forwards, and elbow comes to knee or all the way to the earth. We're not here for long, we're just getting ready for a half moon. So the gaze shifts down to our bottom toes. So if you're a beginner, you can stay here in extended side angle. Or if you'd like, bring your hand and your gaze about a foot in front of you, shift the weight forwards. Exhale, lift off that back left leg. Half moon. Reaching the top hand high. Maybe your gaze goes to the top thumb. Flex through the left toes as your left heel lifts 3 inches higher. Big inhale. Exhale, slowly lower that left foot down. Inhale, everyone lift to warrior 2. As you exhale, straighten this front leg. Our shoulders are rotating square to the front of the mat. Lift the hands. And then our back foot comes out in about a foot. Toes pointing to the top left of the mat. Take a big breath in here. As you exhale, hands come to the hips. Inhale, sit up tall through the spine, pull the waist in. Exhale, hinge forward at the hip crease. Halfway. Keeping those hips squared. Press the right hip back in space. Inhale, lengthen the lower vertebra. Exhale, maybe you hinge all the way down, releasing the hands to the earth. Breathing through this right hamstring. Pressing into the left heel. Lifting up onto the toes of the left foot to shift our weight forwards a bit. Keeping those hips square. And then plant the left hand inside of the right foot. Inhale, right hand lifts up to the ceiling. Maybe you stay here in this twist. This is an amazing twist for the IT band. Reaching space between the collarbones or the shoulders. Or maybe this bottom left hand creeps forwards a couple inches and you lift off that left leg again. Oh, so much balance. Twisted half moon. Shoulders stacked. Reach through the wings, flex the back toes. Draw in the lower belly. Keep breathing, no matter how it looks, no matter how bad you're shaking. If you fall over, no judgment. Just keep trying and keep breathing. Big breath in. Exhale. Drop the left or right hand down to the floor. Standing splits. Lift that back leg higher. Big inhale. Exhale. Lower the left leg back down. Come into a lunge. Just taking a moment to breathe in this lunge. To breathe into the left hip flexor. So that left heel reaches back as you press the left hip forwards and down to the earth. Creating connection with the front toes, pulling them back in space. One inhale. Exhale, step back to your plank. Inhale in plank. Breath out, lower all the way down, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra, or if you'd like to practice full upward dog, press the arms long, lift the hips and the knees, and then exhale, downward facing dog. Taking 3 full Ujjayi breaths on this side. Mentally preparing the mind for this amazing journey on the left side to balance the body out. Knowing that you're going to try just a smidge harder on this side. These breaths are going to be even deeper. These poses are going to be even deeper. You've got this, you guys. Inhale, lift that left heel, 3-legged dog. Flex the foot, stay here. As you find that space between the fingertips, picking it up in space. Keeping that heel straight, the knee straight. Inhale, lift the leg 3 more inches. Big breath in. Exhale, round through the spine. Bring the knees close to the face as you can as you set the foot between the hands. Our back foot is dropping for warrior 1. We know where we're going now on this side. So everyone engage the core. Inhale, hands go overhead. Tuck the pelvis forwards as you press that right hip to the top of the mat. Knife edge of the right foot is grounded. So we can sink deeper in this front knee. Keeping it stacked right on top of the ankle. Inhale, pull that belly back in. Exhale, shoulders pull behind and down. Big breath in. Exhale, right hand comes to the center of the back. Left hand to right elbow for our arm variation. As you press the elbows, the shoulders together and back and down. Big breath in to lengthen the neck. As you exhale, hinge forwards at the hip crease so your body's in thunderbolt pose. Keeping that right hip inching forwards, left hip back. Now either stay here and breathe, keeping the core hollow, or if you want to go to the next level, shift the weight forwards, lift off that back leg, warrior 3 with the arm variation. Head pressing into the forearms, elbows reach into the ceiling. Kick the heel back, pull the toes towards the face. Ujjayi breath. Inhale. Exhale, slowly release that right leg. Inhale, lift through the torso. And exhale, transition warrior 2. Arms reach front to back. Feet are perpendicular to each other. And then root through the 10 toes. Claw them into the ground. Stack the left knee over the ankle. exhale, get 1 inch deeper. And then inhale, reach this left hand forwards. Exhale, extended side angle, so elbow to knee or hand to the floor. Keeping shoulders stacked, hips stacked. Maybe you choose to stay here, or if you want to go to the next level, this left hand walks out in front of you about a foot, gaze to the earth, shift the weight forwards. Inhale, lift that right leg, flex through the toes. Wide collarbones, wide shoulders. And if you have the balance, send the gaze upwards. Lift those back heels. 2 more inches, everyone. Expanding in every direction with your breath in. One last inhale. Exhale, slowly lower that right leg. Inhale, lift into warrior 2. Exhale, straighten the front leg. Inhale, shift the hips, shoulders square to the top of the mat, hands go overhead, and step your back foot in about a foot. Toes point into the front corner. Inhale here. Exhale, hands to hips. Inhale, lift the chest, lengthen through the upper body. And exhale, hinge halfway down in the hip crease. Inhale, lower back lengthens. Press the left hip behind you, right hip forwards. Exhale, maybe hinge deeper. If you want to, taking this into a complete forward fold, releasing the hands and hanging the head. As your back heel is your anchor. Now don't loosen up on that belly button because we still have a balancing pose. We want to keep that core tight. If you're here, come onto the tippy toes of the right foot, shifting your weight forwards. Plant the right hand inside the left foot. Inhale, left hand reaches towards the ceiling, towards the sky. Maybe you stay here for the stretch, breathing into this left hip. Or maybe the right hand walks forward about a foot. Inhale, lift the right foot. Twisted half moon. Reaching that left hand up. And kicking that back heel behind you. Long lines of energy. Big breath in. Exhale. Lower the right foot. Oh, sorry. Keep that right foot lifted. My bad. Exhale. Lower the left hand. Standing splits. We're getting there, guys. My legs are shaking too. Inhale. Lift that right leg up 3 more inches. Big breath in. And standing splits. And exhale. Lower that left foot. Right foot coming into your lunge on this side. Right heel reaching back as the right hip presses forwards into the earth. Left knee drawing to midline. Plant the left toes and pull them back in space to create your counter action here. Inhale, exhale, step back to plank. Breath in, weight shifts forwards. Exhale, lower all the way to the earth. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Slowing the breathing. Pressing into the right hand, the right 5 fingers. Take an inhale, lift the left hand. As you exhale, bring the left hand to the right ankle, or just outside the right side of the mat to find a twist. Looking underneath the arms, underneath the right armpit. Pressing into that right hand. Inhale. Exhale, release to down dog. Intentionally planting those left fingertips. Inhale, lift the right hand. Exhale, bring it to the right foot or outside, left foot or outside the left side of the mat as you twist. Sending the gaze under the left armpit. One inhale. Exhale, releasing to downward facing dog. Inhale, look towards your fingertips. Exhale, long giant step or 2 steps to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. As you exhale, bring the hands down, bend the knees, step the feet as wide as the mat. Toes point out, heels come together. Inhale. Exhale, sit in Malasana squat. Elbows to knees, hands come to heart center. Weight is in the outside edges of the feet. It's okay if the heels are lifted. If you want a little extra leg work, lift the hips away from the ground a couple inches. Pull that lower belly in as your shoulders creep behind you. Inhale, lift onto the tippy toes. Both feet. Just for 3 more breaths. On that third exhale, lower the heels back down. And then find your way to a seat on the mat, however you get there. Bringing knees together, giving them a little hug. And then rolling the spine all the way down onto the ground. Hands reaching overhead. Bring the palms together, pointing the pointer fingers overhead. Inhale, lift the legs up to the ceiling, flex the toes. Big breath in. Exhale, try to touch the toes with the fingers. Inhale, reach overhead. Exhale, touch your toes with the fingers. Inhale, reach. Exhale, touch your toes. 2 more. Exhale, touch your toes. Inhale, reach overhead. This exhale, lift the chest, bring the hands over to the right. Point to the right side. Inhale, reach overhead. Exhale, lift the shoulders, point to the left. Inhale, reach overhead. Exhale, lift the shoulders, reach to the right. Inhale, reach. Exhale, left side. 2 more each side. Right. Left. Press the heels to the ceiling. Right. Exhale, left. Inhale, hands reach overhead. Exhale, squeeze the knees into the chest. Rock the lower back side to side. And then bring the knees to 90 degrees. Flex through the feet. Hands come behind the head. We're going to do some yogi bicycles. We're going through 12 of them, so 6 to each side. Keeping these knees over the hips as we go. So inhale, lift the head, lift the shoulders. Exhale, lengthen right leg, right elbow, left knee. Inhale, knees come together. Exhale, lengthen left leg, left elbow, right knee. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist. 3. Keep going. 4. 5. With the breath. 6. 7. 8. 9. slow body movement. 11 and 12. Come back to center. Knees hug tight. Rock them side to side. And then rock front to back. Eventually, as you're ready, maybe rocking up. And then chaturanga to your down dog. Or pressing yourself up and around. Everyone meeting in down dog once you're ready. Inviting back in that Ujjayi breath that you may have let go of during those core exercises. And then inhale, lift that right heel up high. Exhale, reach the right heel over to the left, bend the knee 90 degrees, open up through this hip. Lift the knee up 3 more inches. And then inhale, long right leg. As you exhale, coming forwards to your half pigeon. So back leg out long and straight. Inhale, lift the chest, square the hips to the top of the mat. So left hip pushes forwards. And then an out breath is going to surrender you all the way down to the ground. Releasing the forehead. Releasing the shoulders. But sticking with that Ujjayi breath. Allowing for space anywhere you're feeling this pose. Full, balanced breath. A little bit more ease. And then inhale, lifting up through the torso. Sending weight onto this right hip. As the left leg wraps around into this side. So off to the left side of the mat. Right foot into left thigh. Take a big breath in. Sit up tall. Reach the hands overhead as you pull the core in. Exhale. Square your shoulders off to this left foot. And then begin to hinge forwards. Finding the leg as a grasp. Inhale, length. Exhale, fold down, keeping that right hip heavy on the ground. Breathing into the hamstring and breathing into the right lower back. Rolling yourself into a seat and wrapping this left leg back behind you, lifting up and back into your downward facing dog, stretching out this hip and planting the foot back down on the earth. Taking 2 full Ujjayi breaths here. And then inhale, left heel lifts high, 3-legged dog, stretch up, And then an exhale is going to reach the left heel over to the right, bend through the knee. Breathe into this left side stretch. Inhale, lift the knee 2 more inches. And then breath in, lengthen this left side, this left leg. As you exhale, bringing the knee forwards. Finding your half pigeon on this side. Back leg straight. Flex the front toes. With a breath in, lift the chest as you square off the hips. Right hip presses forwards and down. And then exhale, surrender into your pigeon. Release the torso forwards. And simply be here and breathe. Accept all of these physical sensations with the breath. Once you sense balance in the hips, taking however long you need here to peel the torso away from the earth. As your weight shifts over onto that left hip, wrap the back leg forwards to the right side of the mat for figure 4, lopsided figure 4. Inhale, sit up tall, reach overhead, pull in that lower belly. As you exhale, square the shoulders towards this right leg as you hinge forwards and down. Inhaling length and exhaling folding. Releasing when you're ready, surrendering over this right side. As you bring it, breathe into the hamstring and the lower left back. Inhale, rolling back up to a seat. And then extending this right leg behind you. Coming up into 3-legged dog. Left leg lifts. Taking the last downward facing dog of this practice. Inhale, look forwards to the fingertips. As you exhale, tiptoeing forwards all the way into a seat. And then rolling onto the backs. Heels planted towards the hips. Palms face down. Big breath in. Lift the hips up for bridge pose. Tuck the shoulders underneath you. 5 full breaths here. Maybe the hands clasp underneath the lower back. Hips and chest lift as the belly draws down. legs lengthen. Keep the toes pressing forwards. Plant the palms face down by the hips. With an inhale, lift the chest. Bring the top of the head to the ground. Press the chest up through the shoulders and press down into the palms and the elbows. Little weight in the head for fish pose. Belly draws in. Find 3 open mouth exhales here. For that last exhale, releasing the back, allowing the palms to face up and the feet to fall open. As you begin to settle in your final pose, Shavasana. Inviting in peace in the body, the breath, and the mind. Allowing yourself to stay present with what you've created here through this practice, this strength and this balance. You're more than welcome to pause the video here and enjoy Shavasana as long as you wish. Otherwise, I'll release you shortly. Enjoy. Begin to find length on the inhales. Match it with the exhales. Completely filling the lungs and completely emptying them out. Beginning to find soft movement in the fingertips. Toes. And when you're ready, rolling onto either side of the mat in the fetal position. Resting here for just one more moment. Maybe Finding some gratitude for this practice and for the time you've taken today to show yourself love and appreciation. And then, as your body's ready, pressing up into a comfortable seated position with the eyes still closed, the body heavy. Bringing hands to heart center. Taking just a moment here to be with this breath, with this renewed and this balanced body. Noticing any shifts that have been made in the last 60 minutes. Take one big belly breath in and open mouth, let it all out. Inhale, the thumbs lift to the third eye center, the middle of the forehead. The love and the light in me honors, respects, and appreciates the love and the light in you. And bow forwards as we say, Namaste. And thank you all so much for joining me here today for such a great practice. Thank you for joining me and my lovely dogs. I know sometimes they get in the way of the video, but it's great to have them here practicing with me. And have a wonderful rest of your week. I hope to see your faces very soon. Please just give us a shout out if you need anything, and we'll let you know when the studio gets open back up. Have a great day.